good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another one-shot. Tonight, we will be doing Dungeons and Dragons, a special one-shot called Pirates of the Waldstrom. It is inspired by Sea of Thieves and some of my favorite streamers who play Sea of Thieves, who we'll meet in just a moment. But setting up the story here, a rift in the Great Valdstrum, the storm wall that has separated the world into 6 different slices, has suddenly been created. For almost a millennia, the storm wall has stood as an impassable barrier, and now a rift, a tear in one has lit a torch of exploration in the hearts and souls of some of the few who call the sea their home. One such ship is the Faez Gambit, captained by Vamiira Haethrou, a half-orc known for keeping her word and delivering shipments on time. The first mate, Nyuma Faez, a half-elf known for her love of shanties and her hurdy-gurdy, has hired this group of sellswords and ne'er-do-wells that you were about to meet to help with a special shipment. The return of one Basten Garrel, a high-ranking member of the criminal syndicate known as Malevolence. The same syndicate claiming that they were responsible for the rift, and the same syndicate responsible for the fall of the Empire of Stone. Now, before anything else, let's meet today's players. Hello, everyone.
Hello yourself.
Hello.
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 Good to see some of you in more than just a channel and me hanging out in chat, bothering you guys. So I appreciate all of you coming on board to do this, pun intended. Let's start with a quick run of introductions.
I'll go first.
Sure.
Hi, my name's Gloop Dog. I'm a 45-year-old streamer on Twitch. I've been doing this for about 2 years, and this is my first D&D experience and probably the last 25 of those 45 years on this planet.
Oof.
Yeah, but it was a lot in college and high school for sure.
I'm excited.
You think you're excited?
Kat?
My name is Lasercat. I am a full-time variety caster on Twitch, partnered with Twitch as of last year. We play all sorts of fun games. But yeah, this is my first ever experience with D&D, and I am so excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
I apologize ahead of time. Red.
Hello, my name is Red Herring. I'm a full-time cosplay and variety gamer and streamer. I have been playing DVDs, D&D pretty avidly for about the past 5 years. And I'm currently a part of 4 campaigns, 3 that are streamed, and this will be my first one-shot in a while, though. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here, and I can't wait to do things with everyone.
I am excited to hear your voice. Ike.
Hey, my name is Ike. I've been playing D&D for like the last few years with Will, actually, and other RPG games. In fact, you can catch me on Fridays playing Star Wars Out of the Dark. I play Flit Grill, so tune in to check that out. And Mondays, Vampire the Masquerade as well.
Yeah, a little self-promotion there. Thank you. And Pedro.
Hi, I'm Pedro, and I don't stream on Twitch. I have never played D&D before. This will be my very first time, but I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, time to break the ice then. And as always, my name is Will. I am Ravnos Archon, known for the vampire game that Ike graciously told about, which is set in 1984 Salem, Oregon. I also have a Legend of the Five Rings campaign on Wednesday, and I do have our Star Wars Out in the Dark on Friday. But we are here to play some pirates. And as the Faez Gambit, part of the extended crew, you've all met Captain Vamiira Haethrou. You've met Nyuma Faez, the first mate. You've met the quartermaster Ivik Kiln, who is a hill dwarf. The boatswain Lendl Rains, who's a human male. The master carpenter is Winth Banton, a Goliath female. And the master cartographer, Nevik Yorg, a half-orc male. There are 6 other random members of the crew aside from the 5 of you that kind of make up this small galleon's numbers, as you are in tow with this very weathered-looking human male named Basten Garrel, who has a small group of 3 royal guards, all of them drow from the Empire to the south. Your ship has been tasked with delivering him to the Empire safely and quietly, as Basten is a target of high priority for several groups, not least of all, the Malevolence group that he used to work with, as he could turn several key figures over as revealing their actual allegiances. It has been 2 weeks on sea. The ship has become familiar to all of you. The upper deck, obviously, there are the 2 main masts, the one front mast with the triangular kind of sail to catch a side wind. It has a lower deck where most of the hammocks are, as well as the kind of kitchen area. And then the lowest deck has the cage that Basten has kind of been simmering in. The guards have a rotation of one always being awake, one kind of walking the ship, and one being asleep or in a trance, as those of you that have never dealt with drow or elves have kind of come to learn that they only really need 4 hours of sleep, which makes them very useful. The 3 of them have very distinct kind of lilac, almost a pinkish purple color to their skin. They have a silver kind of mane of hair. The highest ranking one of them has a short kind of cut that comes just below the shoulder. The other 2 have longer kind of ponytailed hair that they keep to one side of their shoulders. But the day is just getting started. The morning breeze is coming in from the northwest. There is barely a cloud in the sky today. The blue above you, the blue beneath you, all kind of coalesces at that horizontal line at the edge of your vision. The ship creaks as we come to see the 5 of you kind of, where are you?
It's the morning, so if there is a coffee available, Tika would probably be perusing over the front of the boat, looking over the waves and having a nice cup of coffee.
Okay. Where can we find Mara?
So Mara's used to being on a ship. So she's been up for hours and she's at the bow, just kind of looking at the surroundings, checking out the water, making sure that there's nothing kind of in our way.
Okay. You will see a kind of pod of dolphins following the ship. It is not unusual, but it does kind of signal a good fortune. Where's Bahodi?
I don't get much. I also don't require much sleep, mostly because I take the advantage of the silence of the nighttime to do most of my studies and meditation. So I'm not ready to get out into the sun yet. I've heard it's pretty nice out there, but I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle deck, just perusing my still reading my books, trying to figure out the whispers of information I've got about the Valdstrum. That's really my main focus.
Sure. Where is Kiba?
Kiba's probably on the upper deck right now.
Hmm.
He's there drinking some tea, reading a book, and playing chess with Orenji.
Okay. You call it playing. He calls it eating the different pieces.
Like, don't eat that.
Yeah. Where's Savar?
Savar is pacing around the ship looking for a good morning fight. He wants to train. He wants to get in a couple bruises, whether they're on the other guy or himself. It doesn't matter. Guy, gal, non-binary, pal. Doesn't matter.
Oh, an equal opportunist beater upper.
He's woke.
Yes.
Whoa.
He's woke. Sure. You have your choice between Ganta, who is an orc female, or there is a duo of feisty kind of characters on the ship. Rezek, a kobold male, and Yindel, a goblin female. They kind of are always together. They're like a Tweedledee and Tweedledum of the ship. I wouldn't say that one is the muscle and one is the brains, as they're both kind of not strong in any way, shape, or form. But either one of those, that duo or Ganta themselves, they're always down to get a good fight in. But you notice as the ship is kind of crashing against the waves, there is a very, very calming tone. There was a lot of talk of how carrying this cargo over and around the north side of the Free State of Zavist might have been the most dangerous route, because of how close this would take you to the western edge of the storm wall, the Waldstrom itself. But it has been welcomed by some, including Bahodi, who, the closer he gets to the Valdstrum, the more the words become less readable, they become less kind of decipherable, they become more fragmented, but the voices and the whispers start to become louder. There's a trade-off for him. There's a sudden splash, and Mara and Tika get a little bit of salt in their hair as one of the dolphins kind of shoots up and into a circular kind of spin, clearly showing off.
Yeah. Tika's very entertained by this. This is a good morning spoof.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You can both hear the sounds of some scrambling, and in the middle of the ship, as the cargo hold has been closed off, there is a small kind of circle gathered, half crescent, really, as the Dragonborn that was brought on board with the rest of you is trying to make heads or tails of this kobold and this goblin that are running legs around him. And to the other side of the ship, you hear a very kind of stern warning as you see this kind of orange-maned monkey eating what looks to have been, at one point, a knight of a chess game.
Orenji, stop eating the pieces.
But you do see...
You know, I've had
Go ahead.
I've had horse meat before, but this doesn't seem to be the same thing.
I
Funny.
already like Tika. But you notice coming up onto the upper deck is one of the drow with the long hair. It is armored, very fine looking leather armor. There is a rapier at his waist, a couple of knives on the opposite hip, And as he kind of comes up, he sees the wildness of the monkey, and he quickly steps to the other side of the ship and starts making his way kind of forward towards the bow where Mara and Tika are standing. But you notice that the whole time he has his hand up over his eyes, his head tilted kind of down at a 45-degree angle, give or take.
Yeah, I want to ask
And-
him what's wrong.
Oh.
What's going on?
Oh,
Sure.
Sorry.
no, Tika was just going to tell you, but you can ask for sure.
It's gonna find him. I think it's gonna scrap.
He's gonna scrap. The drow kind of looks in your direction, Mara, and he's just like, I don't do well in the sunlight.
I
not-
Feel you on
see.
that.
It's not pleasant.
I understand.
Still no sign of land, yes? None of the Empire?
Mostly just dolphins today.
And feisty dolphins at that.
Do they make good eating?
I
I don't think so.
I don't think I haven't had the opportunity, to be honest. I quite prefer shark, but I guess there's one way to find out.
Let me not stop you then. And you see him start to make his way back to the lower decks. In the lower decks, Bahodi is suddenly notices that one of the humans has kind of not stopped staring. Just kind of sitting there, lying down on its hammock, and just its face is turned towards you the entire time. There are furrowed brows and kind of questioning glances. And at one point, another human will come up. They'll have a conversation, and you see them pointing at you. And one of them, the one that kind of is not lying down, starts to step over. The other one kind of jumps down off of his hammock and steps over with him. You look funny.
I get that all the time.
Hmm.
Is there something I can help you with? I notice you haven't been able to take your eyes off me for the last few moments.
You're not human
No,
like us.
no, I am. I'm Asimar. I was born far away from here.
Oh, how far?
Farther than I can remember. I've been on the seas since I was probably 6 years old.
Oh, you were a
Been
cabin
passed
boy.
around. I've been passed around like a yeah, like an old family heirloom.
Oh.
How about you? Where are you from?
They look at each other for a moment, and then the other one's like, what does heirloom mean?
Have you ever had something that like a grandfather or has been passed around from your family to family and it's more valuable than even maybe the lives of your family members? That would be what you would consider an heirloom.
Oh, I don't have one of those.
Hmm. Neither do I. I am one.
Oh. Okay. And the big guy kind of looks at you he's like, I have heirloom, and he pulls out a set of bone dice. These were
Ah, gambler.
these were my dad's.
That is a beautiful heirloom. What creature or animal are those bones come from?
Whale.
Whale. It was beautiful. Very spiritual. I bet a lot of energy. Did they bring you good luck?
No, no. And you see him he throws them at the wall, and they come rolling back towards the three of you, and they come up snake eyes.
Uh, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all either.
Mm. Yeah,
Are you interested in reading? Can you read?
no, I pretend to though. And the other one's like, yeah, we don't have time to read.
Yeah, I wish I had time for other things, but unfortunately, that's the only reason I'm here.
For reading?
Well, when we get to the places we're meant to go, if there's anything that needs to be transcribed, I know a lot of languages that are no longer around. So there's a lot of theory that there might be things that we need to find when we get there that nobody can read, and they're hoping I can maybe read some of them to give us some sort of knowledge as what's been happening or what's beyond the veil.
The smaller of the two looks at you is like, can you read Dwarven?
Oh, sure.
Can you read Orcish?
It's not my strongest language, but I'm definitely conversational.
Oh. Okay. The other one kind of like starts to scratch his head, pick his nose. All right, I have work to do. Picks
It's
up his
nice
dice,
talking to you.
walks off.
If you have any questions, please feel free.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to be mean because you're not human, but you're not at all like the non-humans I know.
No, I try to be mean, but my angel often forbids it.
Oh. And you see him kind of quizzically cock his head at you as he starts to walk away. Just kind of nods like he understands, but you can tell he doesn't understand anything.
Oh.
I think it's time to get some fresh air. I'm gonna take my books up to the deck.
Okay.
Join the ladies.
Did Seb ever get in that fight?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
Nice.
there's been a good scrap as he's tried for the last kind of 10 minutes to land a hit on either one of these two little things, but they have worked him good.
And he
Uh,
likes it.
and he's very much enjoying getting beat up. And then he turns to he turns to both of them and he's like, "I appreciate this lesson in humility." And then he goes into a frenzied rage and swings for both of them at the same time.
Oh, okay. Let's have you make the first roll of the game then, and let's see what you get.
What am I rolling?
Do you want to do your fisticuffs? So just kind of like
yeah.
a punch, throw like a punch.
Double punch.
Yeah, double punch. Yeah,
Yeah, we just call it
Sure.
a haymaker.
gotcha.
Eyes
And
closed.
I
to
rolled
windmill.
a 13.
Yeah, that they were so kind of like taken aback by your admiration of them, and your kind of faint at a compliment that they were kind of just standing still and they didn't see this haymaker coming, and you catch both of them just on the side and you send them flying back towards one of the masts. At that point, they both kind of hold up their hands and they're like, "We're done. We done."
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate the training, and I bow to them and I head upstairs. Oh, am I upstairs already?
Yeah,
I head
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you start walking around.
Away.
Yeah.
I walk away.
Yeah. Heroes don't look back when there's an explosion. Come on, man. But yeah, as they start to kind of scramble downstairs, you see the kind of odd humanoid figure come up from below decks with a couple of books in tow. At this point, Orenji has kind of tossed the chessboard to the side as you're not sure if it's because he was losing or because he's a monkey. But he is unhappy with the state of affairs that have been going on with this game.
Cannot be upset because you were losing, RNG. Cannot be a sore loser.
He turns his back to you.
Is that how it's gonna be? You're just gonna turn your back and ignore me for the rest of the day.
He doesn't.
I
He
see.
doesn't move. Doesn't move.
Well, I can play this game too, RNG, as you know. I lift up my glasses and I continue reading.
But as all five of you are kind of gathered on the top deck of the ship, you hear a creaking noise that's not part of the actual day-to-day. Like, there is something that sounds much more like something's coming apart. There is a blistering noise, and it seems to be echoing up from the mid deck, as you notice that it started once they opened up the cargo hold again, the kind of grate that protects people from falling into the lower decks. And you hear this kind of muffled crying, kind of screaming, and if anyone approaches the cargo hold, you'll see straight down towards the lowest deck, parts of the ship are actually starting to break apart and kind of take on a very small humanoid shape. And you see them clawing their way into the cage where this human with very valuable information has been kept this entire time. What would you like to do?
This is going on below deck then, right?
Yeah.
But we hear the noises.
Is
Yeah.
this to everybody or just
Everybody,
to,
everybody's gathered there.
Nyuma?
Everybody can hear this echoing noise of the ship just kind of splintering off, and the creatures that have kind of formed from the pieces of the ship look to just be these kind of amalgams of splintered wood that create a barely humanoid shape. But there are 6 of them that are all making their way into or towards the cage where this human named Basten Garrel is kind of tied up.
Well, we can't have that.
That
Okay.
doesn't sound good.
I put out my arm and hand and I go, RNG, no time to play games. Hop on.
It's go time.
He picks
or-
up the night piece that he was chewing on, and he puts it back in his mouth. But he does
It's
not.
fine.
He does not get up on your hand.
RNG, there seems to be trouble. We must go. Come on. No time for games.
Okay. So at this point, let's roll initiative to see what order all of this is going to kind of unfold in. So for those of you that have not played before, it's going to be real simple since we're using D&D Beyond. On your character sheet, you'll see an initiative box. Wherever the bonus is, you just click on that. It should have you roll whatever it is. And then I think red is the only one that is rolling real dice because of an issue with D&D Beyond and the campaign currently. So we'll start there. Red, what did you get?
An 8.
Total?
8.
Or Tika? Bahodi,
I got a 6.
6. Oh man.
Mm,
Mara?
So I rolled a 15, but I think I get +6 on initiative. Is that how that works? So my total was 21. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
21.
9 + 10.
Yeah. Devar.
I rolled a 7 total.
7 total.
Join me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right in the back. We're just
Yeah.
rounding out the back.
There's
Slow on the uptake.
there's a little straight flush about to happen here. What did Kiba get?
19.
19? Never mind.
Okay.
You had a chance for greatness, and we blew it.
Wow.
And we blew it.
Was that roll of flush?
Ah, next time. Let me see what these little critters are gonna go on. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Okay, so Mara is gonna kick us off. You get to go first. So you are currently on the top deck. The cargo hold has been opened up, so there's a clear kind of open hole that'll go straight down to the lowest deck. But there are stairs as well. You have your options of how to get down.
I have the stairs, and I have what other place? Sorry, what other way?
There's a hole. You can just jump
A hole.
down the hole if you really want to.
I'm gonna take the stairs. Mara takes the stairs.
Okay.
She's familiar with the ship. She feels very confident in the sturdiness of the stairs. And if it's possible, I'd like to search around for like any clues as to like where this is coming from, like why this is happening, or like maybe any weaknesses in these humanoid plank creatures.
Sure. Let's have you go down the steps towards the middle deck then, and let's have you make a perception check or an investigation check, whichever you'd like.
Perception or investigation. Let me see. I'm gonna do a perception.
Okay.
I got 16.
16, yeah. You kind of get
She observant.
you kind of get a good view at the mid deck hole, and you see that where they kind of sprang into life, there looks to be some chalk marks. There's the remnant of like some chalk circles and some glyphs that have been drawn into the wood.
Okay. Can I like smudge the chalk? Can I like go in for the kick? Mara, can she?
Yeah, sure. As
Like, try to smudge it, try to get him like a quick and easy out of here.
Yeah, as you kind of come around to do that U-turn to take the stairs that lead from mid deck to lowest deck, you can smudge one of them. That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kiba.
I see that Renji's not coming to my arms, so I just head towards the noises coming from the cargo hold. I can see the creatures from the cargo hold.
Yeah.
From the top deck.
Oh yeah, you have the high ground.
Okay, perfect. See Mara there too, correct?
You saw her run by you towards the stairs. Yeah.
Okay. So I go around the cargo deck, the cargo hold, to see if I can get a good vantage point on one of the creatures, and I pull out my bow and my long bow and an arrow.
Okay. Take a shot.
And may Susan Ho guide my hands. Go. Oh, that's not bad. 13.
13, yeah.
Okay.
13 hits. Yeah.
Yes, good.
It's true.
I'll roll for damage.
Yep.
Oh, that's shitty.
3. It is normally very, very low roll, but you see, you hit true in the middle of one of the planks as it's kind of like swirling into its humanoid form, and after a moment, all of the pieces that formed this humanoid just collapse to the ground, lifeless. There's just an arrow kind of sticking out of one of the pieces. That brings us
Interesting.
to Pika.
Okay. So I'm still on the top. Being concerned with our overall goal of the payload, I think I'm going to walk open to the open cargo hold and cast where is she? shield of faith around. Is it Basten?
Basten?
Yes.
Okay.
Which creates a shimmering field that surrounds him, and he will get a +2 bonus to AC for the duration.
Yeah. Yeah.
To make sure that these things don't attack him right away. And it is not. Oh, and then I will use my movement to get at least closer to the stairs following Mara in hopes of granting some sort of protection from. She's taken a liking to Mara, so she's a young girl, and
Sure.
I'm an older lady, so I'm just trying to watch out for the young ones.
Brings us to Sevar.
So Savar is going to run straight for that cargo hold hole and just jump right into it.
I love it.
Okay.
And I'm assuming I'm going to have to roll for that.
Not to jump. That's again a rule of cool. I will not let you roll
Okay.
for that. I will have you roll a Constitution check to see how sturdy you are when you land.
So is that just the Constitution button by itself?
Sure. Yeah.
6.
Okay. So it is a little more intense than you were anticipating. There's a very heavy shudder as you land on top of the cage itself, and you see that there is now these two very concave dents that your weight has kind of created. But your legs are also kind of shaken and mushy from the impact, so you won't be able to continue your movement. But you are on top of the cage, and one of the creatures is close enough for you to swing at it. It's kind of like turns to look, and you're at the sudden impact next to it. And you're not sure if it's shaking because of its constant movement, as it's constantly kind of constructing and reconstructing itself, or if it's shaking because of fear, but it is shaking.
Okay, I'm going to definitely swing with my greatsword. I'm going to take out my greatsword and swing at it.
Make an attack roll.
And that is a 20 total.
That'll hit. Dirty 20. Roll your damage.
And that is 12 total.
Oh my god, you destroy it.
Salsa.
There is the heavy thunk of your sword against the metal cage, and wherever this thing was, it is no longer there, and there's just a kind of barrage of wooden splinters and chunks of what was the ship that just go splattering in every direction. That brings us to the bottom of the heroic turn, which is Beholder.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
So I had just joined Mara and Tika up top, and they took the stairs, but I'm pretty nimble on my feet.
Sure.
So and I saw the crazy guy go in before me. So I'm gonna follow him on the charge, but I'm not gonna dive in head first like a clown. I'm gonna do a little bit of parkour from deck to deck to try to get myself down there, because I got some acrobatics going on.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your acrobatics then.
All right.
See what you get. You'll be swinging kind of like to catch the mid tier and then kind of use that momentum to keep rolling
I
down.
got 6. Looks like he did. Looks like
It is the best of intentions.
I tried.
And there's just a miscalculation somewhere as you try to catch
a big wave. We hit a big wave.
Yeah. And suddenly the ledge that you knew was going to be where you needed it to be is no longer there. And you come crashing onto the lowest level.
Ouch.
Yeah. So you're on your belly. You won't be able to continue moving for the rest of this turn. But you do have one that's kind of like staring at you. Not too far away from you. So maybe 10 feet away from you. The others,
Good thing I've been reading all morning.
Yeah.
So my batteries are all charged up. You know, I've been in meditation all morning. So I do have a full spell book.
You do.
And everything's all ready to go.
You want to shoot off one of your spells?
If everybody else is going to attack things, I'm not going to be the one who goes for, peaceful
Excuse me, I smudged some
resolution.
chalk.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Bring
I
out
also
the
didn't attack anything.
bring out the negotiators.
Yeah.
I don't think they're here to attack him. I think they're here to break him out.
Mm.
I'm just gonna chill for a round. I want to see
Okay.
where this goes.
Sure. You can take in 5th edition. There's a thing called the dodge action. So if
I
you
want
want
to
to be
spend the time getting myself back to my feet and righting myself rather than trying to do anything to
Sure.
more on the defensive stance than an offensive
no problem.
function.
So it is their turn, and you see that the 4 that are left do turn on the 2 drow that are kind of protecting the Basten. And you see that one of them is overwhelmed by the 2 of them, and you can just see them kind of chomping with these very ferocious mouths that appear out of nowhere, that they kind of just form for this actual attack. One of them chomps into his thigh, the other one kind of chomps into his waist, and you just hear him screaming. And the other 2 kind of hop onto what is the captain of these guards. And although one of them does kind of find some purchase in between the parts of his armor around his waist, the other one kind of has just scratched at his leggings. It brings us back to the top of the round with Mara.
Oh Lord. What should I do, guys? What should Mara do?
If you have a ranged weapon, you could shoot from where you are right now. But if you want to get up
Let's do it.
close and personal, you could go down.
Let's try ranged for now. Let's see if we can stay back for a second and do some ranged attack.
Sure, yeah. You have a short bow, so you could use that.
Okay. Do I roll something?
There is an attack button.
Okay.
If you look at your sheet, there is a hit/DC button. That's what you roll to hit. And then if you hit, you roll the damage next to it.
Do you see it, Kat? In actions.
On the
Okay.
right hand side of the
That
character
was
sheet.
short bow. Yep. And I hit the hit. I hit the hit.
You hit the hit.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. And
Get that hit.
You rolled a natural 20.
Oh, that's good.
Kat's been rolling out of her ass today.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
See?
Roll damage.
Hers is on a rolling.
She's on
Cool.
a
That's like
tear.
I mean, you destroyed it.
Crit.
cool.
Toothpicks for everybody after that one.
That feels
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So
Inspiration all around.
yeah. You see, as you're there smudging the chalk outlines and whatnot, nothing's really happening to these creatures. And as they turn, as you see the heavy silvery mass of this dragonborn kind of drop down in front of you, and then you see the kind of shining, shimmering humanoid that is Behodi kind of drop down as well.
Okay.
You see that there are bodies down there now. And as they kind of turn their attention to the drow that are protecting this prisoner, you hear one of them kind of screaming up. You can see the blood kind of gushing out of the wounds that have been made, and instinctively, the better part of valor is distance for you, and you decide not to continue going down there, and instead draw your arrow. You knock it, and you let loose this very simple arrow, but you kind of get one of these creatures right in what would be its neck. And as it's about to chomp down, again, you just see it kind of shatter from the head downward as your arrow just makes quick work of it. Brings us to Kiba.
I saw Mara take that shot. I'm like, Mara-san, shot, good shot.
Thank you.
I draw back another arrow.
Mhm.
Look at these creatures. Which one is the closest one to hurting one of my crewmates or one of the guards or cargo?
There's two that are still on top of one of the guards, and there's one now that is kind of clamoring onto what would be the captain of these drow.
Which one's closer, the captain or the guard? The two.
The guard.
Guard. He's got two of them on him.
Don't miss.
We'll go for one of the two.
Okay.
Don't miss. Skill shot
So
incoming.
rude.
Got it in my
Yeah.
hands. 19.
19
There we
hits.
go.
That's a
Dead.
crit for me too, right?
It is a crit for you.
Ooh.
You are a champion.
A 19 or 20. Yep. I should have aimed for both of them at the same time
One,
so it can go through.
one never prepares for that. Roll damage. Oh, 7 is enough. It is one more dead as you see this scared guard suddenly starts to get a little bit more courageous, and he starts to bat away the one that's left on him. The other drow kind of
Get back.
yells something at him in a language you don't recognize, and they both kind of like nod at each other. Brings us to Tika.
Yes, it does. So I guess, am I in range within an 80-foot range of being able to hit something?
Easily.
Sick. Okay. Uh,
Sweet.
Yeah, then
Whichever
Tika
one
is going
displeases you.
to off her back, take off a small crossbow. She has a halfling, so it's like this cute little crossbow.
Yes.
And take aim for whichever one is closest to her.
Sure.
And I got a 14.
14 will hit.
Excellent.
Roll your damage.
So awesome. 4 damage.
It's enough. This light crossbow bolt, which is probably heavier than this thing and the other thing combined, just kind of flies straight down, pinning it to the deck of the ship, and you just see it stops moving altogether.
Excellent.
Savar, your legs have regained their strength slowly. There's one left.
I'm gonna go rushing for it.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this one the one on the guard or the one on the captain?
The one on the captain of the guards.
So as he's running, Savar is yelling, "Oh, Captain, my Captain!" And he swings the great sword down on the last one. Do I roll to hit?
Yep. Yeah, go ahead and roll to hit.
That is a 23.
Yeah. Yeah. Roll your damage.
And that is 8 total.
8. Devastated.
Plus the Walt Whitman bonus.
Plus, yeah. Yeah. I was going to give you an E.E. Cummings bonus, but Walt Whitman, I think, serves better.
Oh, Captain Mike, that's Walt Whitman.
Yeah, and I get you.
And I get a Dead Poet Society bonus.
I was going Dead Poet
Yeah.
Society.
a Robin Williams bonus, yeah. So all 6 of them are now destroyed around this cage. There is a sigh of relief that comes from Basten Garrel, muffled sigh of relief, and the one guard that was kind of manhandled by the two suddenly slumps down and kind of has his head loll forward. The captain of the guard kind of goes over, closes his eyes respectfully, but points his weapon at Basten and just says something in a language that none of you really recognize. But he turns his attention up, excuse me, to the rest of you, and he's just like, "You have my thanks. It is appreciated. It's true what they say of this crew
bow.
and its captain."
What just happened?
Those of you,
That's what I would like to know.
Bahodi and Sevar, since you're down on the lowest level with these things, you notice that each of them, as the last one is kind of destroyed, they turn to dust, and as they kind of swirl away, there's what looks to be a copper coin in each of their places, but there's also another coin that looks unlike copper, silver, or gold. And there looks to be a kind of square hole that is carved in the center of that coin, and there's what looks to be a glyph in each of the coins. So you'll have a total of 6 copper pieces that you found on these things, plus whatever these 6 coins are.
Is anyone volunteering right away to be like group ledger?
The
Just
bookkeeper.
the person that like keeps track of inventory and what we pick up
Oh.
and
Things that we picked up.
Yeah,
and stuff.
it's usually the group's biggest nerd.
I got it.
Okay.
Can it not be me? I'm trying to keep track of my
Group's
skills.
biggest nerd.
I'm over 100. Don't make me carry anything.
Yeah. Right? But yeah. The guard captain whistles, and at that point you see the other kind of drow peek his head out from the kitchen area, and he kind of meanders over, mouth full of like a sandwich. They exchange a bit of dialogue, what sounds like a very angry dialogue from the guard captain up, and the other one kind of quickly places his plate on a nearby table and makes his way down hurriedly. What would the rest of you like to do as you are out of combat now?
I think Mara walks
The
up.
guards.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think Mara walks up to the coins and she like picks them up. She like looks at them, and then she looks over to Bodhi and is like, maybe she flicks them over. She's like, "Hey, catch. You recognize any of these?"
They are warm to the touch as you pick them up. And even flicking them, like they stay warm as Bahodi kind of grabs them as well. There is a hint of dead magic in them that you can feel the second they kind of come into your hand.
Yeah, I was. Does the glyph on the coins match the chalk on the wall?
If it gets pointed out to you, yeah, it will.
Yeah, I don't care about the guy in the cage, the drow, or anything. I'm interested in the glyphs on the coins and the chalk on the wall.
Yeah, they.
So I tossed the 6 copper coins back tomorrow. I'm like, this is the only ones I care about.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Snag.
Nice exchange.
I put them in my pocket. Those are mine now.
Yeah.
I like gold things.
Tika goes over to the cage with Bastion in it and kind of, degenerates her little shield that was around him and goes, "You're welcome," and then walks away.
He does his best to nod at you and just kind of muffle through his gag. He muffles a thank you.
Excellent.
It's from Long Island.
You're welcome.
But yeah, all of you except Kiba are kind of on this lowest level now. They're the coins that have been passed over to Bahodi. Give me an Arcana check, Bahodi.
I better hit this one hard. I need some of them cat rolls. 15.
Nice. Although the coins are dead with whatever magic instilled life in these creatures, the glyphs themselves are very easily recognized by all the reading you've done, especially recently, as these are the chalk glyphs are a kind of magical creationist glyph. They although they don't bring life, true life, they do kind of inspire a fake kind of life, a kind of
Animate, an animation kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah. That's the easiest way to kind of narrow it down.
Pika wants nothing to do with these coins, by the way. Got out of that.
Do the glyphs match the chalk?
On one side of the coins,
the
they
coin?
do. On the other side, they don't. And it's almost like the glyphs on the chalk are creation and manifestation, and the glyphs on the coins are kind of creation and command.
Okay, so this has to be an inside job. This has to be somebody on the boat.
Yeah, this is a leash. The coins are definitely a leash.
It ties they draw on the wood to get the materials to come out, and then the coin is what allows it to move freely
Mhm.
amongst
That's
through
easily
space.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easily a good summation of the situation.
I've been doing some studies.
I read things.
So instantly I know this is an inside job. Somebody on this boat conjured up these beings to
Mhm.
get to snap at this guy, either to kill him or to take him away. One of the two.
Is there a place on this boat that
Hey.
we could all talk about this, maybe, to get on the same page?
Hmm.
Or is it too small of a boat?
No, there
I
is
agree with
a private room on the mid deck that is often used for like looking at the maps or looking over like different cargo manifests and things like that. So you could definitely ask the captain to use that if you want to.
Sure.
It's important to tell the captain that we've got somebody on the boat that's trying to kill his cargo. Or at
Well,
least
but
mess
Tika
with
wouldn't
his
know
cargo.
that yet.
Right. Am I not talking out loud about
I
this?
didn't know. Are you?
You could be.
Well, I'm saying my assumption in like looking at all these things is to let everybody in the room know that,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
I think
okay.
this is an
Good to know.
inside job and somebody on this boat did these things.
There's a sudden kind of gush of air as the orange poof of a monkey kind of drops down from the lowest level and kind of comes over and just kind of lifts his hand up and slides it into Mara's hand.
Oh,
You precious little bean. I'll remember this. I take it. I put it away.
No, he's holding your hand basically.
Oh, he's holding my hand?
Yeah.
I hold it back with the most love that can ever be exuded from a half-elf human being.
Sure.
Okay. We are now best friends,
So
I think.
tender.
Can I roll for best friendship? How do I do that?
Yeah.
animal friendship,
Yeah.
animal handling. Does he like you?
I invite him to come sit on my shoulder if he would like.
Yeah, he climbs up.
We both go and look over at Kiva and stick our tongues out.
Jealous much?
the Adenji-san has a new friend.
But yeah,
Adenji-san, when you get a chance, please recover the arrows.
there's
And
a slump to his head as you give him an order, and he kind of starts to climb down off of Mara's shoulder.
Oh, bye, buddy.
I think Tika would probably turn to Bodhi and say, as he's out loud saying, like, I think someone on the ship did this.
Mm-hmm.
She might turn to him and be like, Bahodi, maybe we could talk with the captain about this and we could go up into maybe the private quarters
Sorry,
have
I
a
just get
discussion just
excited
amongst us.
sometimes.
I know, and I love that about you. But I think maybe we could just keep it amongst us.
Nerd alert! I know. Sorry, it happens.
I'll
the
go
mention-
speak with the captain.
At the mention of the captain, Sevar is like, I will go with you as well.
Yes, I definitely want this guy with me everywhere I go.
Okay, so
Wait.
are we all going to speak?
Now, I
Yes.
I overhear
I-
Tika getting everybody together,
Yep.
but I ask her, is there somebody we don't trust the crew who's going to watch our cargo while we're gone?
Yeah, I want to ask the guy in the cage as well, who he thinks if he recognizes anybody on the boat who's been like eyeballing him. Did he see anybody transcribe the right? Come in with chalk. Anybody with chalk on their
But-
hands? He's
But
like,
how do we know he's not involved?
there's no way.
I say we do not talk to anybody else and keep this amongst ourselves. We do not know who we can trust.
All right, I'm into it.
See,
Okay.
I'm a fan of this man.
I'm into it.
While they're there
Also-
below deck,
We do have
I'm
a very
gonna-
trustworthy monkey that could maybe watch our things.
Very true.
Except for
you?
the chess pieces, you don't leave.
Yeah,
them with-
Except-
yeah.
Don't leave the chess pieces. That's
Yeah.
non-negotiable.
And as she kind of motions to the monkey, you see it just pop an arrow out of one of these like the dead pieces of wood, and he just kind of like looks up with a smile, and this arrow tip kind of pointed up like a knife.
He's got a weapon now.
Regin-san is very trustworthy to watch our stuff and the cargo.
He nods.
I can also vouch, as he's my new best friend.
And vouch.
Mara.
All right. So with Sev close in tow and Bahodi as well. Are you both? Yeah, we're all going.
Yeah, I'm,
We
I'm
got to
with you. I'm
speak to the
following you.
captain.
So you climb back up to the top deck, and you go into the captain's quarters, and you see that the half-orc woman is kind of sitting there looking at a map. There is another half-elf woman kind of that looks up from the map, but the captain tilts her head as the five of you kind of walk in. Is there something that I can help you with?
Oh, Captain, I'm so sorry, but I had to report. There were stick people, and then we made them splinter people. They're dead, but they came out of nowhere, and we thought you should know.
Someone make heads or tails of what this boy is saying?
Who are
Greetings,
attacked?
Captain. We would love if you would like to let us have the room with you, if that's okay. This room.
Okay. And she nods at the half elf, and she goes over. She locks the door, and she kind of pulls down the blinds, and then she walks back over to the captain's side. Would you like me to get you some fucking tea while I'm at it? Or is this enough?
I've already had tea.
And the captain raises her hand and just like, please, Nyuma. There's no need for that.
You
Actually,
know. Oh, continue.
I'm sorry. My apologies, Ika-san. Before we begin, we need the room. It's 5. Yourself, Captain. I look at the first mate. Pretty much like you need to get out.
And the first mate kind of looks over at you and he's just like, oh, shall I go fuck myself then? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying you cannot be in this room. What you do outside this room does not concern me.
She turns to look at the captain, and after a moment, captain kind of looks over at the five of you. It's like, why should my first mate not be present for this?
Always
Would have-
deliver your cargo on time, correct?
They both nod.
Would dismiss your first mate. No. I say this in Orcish.
Oh,
Yeah.
she looks at you for a moment, kind of, and you notice that she's not looking at you. She's looking at the dragonfly symbol on your armor, and she begrudgingly nods. She's like, "Yeah, give us some time, Nyuma. I'll let you know if it's anything important." And the half elf kind of crosses her arms. She's like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now? You don't know these five from fucking, Resik or Yindel." And she's like, she nods. I have to trust what our friend here and the rest of them are going to bring is a matter of great import. And after a huff, the half-elf begrudgingly walks out of the room, slamming the door. All right, well, you've pissed off my first mate. How can I help you?
Well, Captain, I don't think the news we're about to tell you is going to make your day any better or brighter.
Before we keep going, now that we have a kind of moment where all of you are gathered, excuse me, peacefully, what does everybody look like? So everybody gets a mental
Ooh, yay.
image.
Oh, somebody besides me goes first.
Okay. So Tika is a halfling, a stout halfling. So she's about 3'10" ish, 3'8". She's actually a little tall for halfling, doing her thing.
Mhm.
She's dressed in like leather
Heels.
armor.
She's got heels on.
She doesn't. She tends to go barefoot, but that would be something Tika would do.
Right.
She is 112 years old. So she definitely has, she has graying to white hair that's kind of pulled back and a little bit of a disheveled half bun. She's got a very, very joyous brown eyes and still has a lot of, kind of youth and kick to her. She has a little crossbow and a large quarterstaff that she actually uses as a walking stick, which people kind of assume means she's not as mobile as she actually is. And yeah, she's just kind of a general cute old lady receptionist halfling.
Lady receptionist.
It's like she gives me like Roz vibes from Monsters Inc., but like also a hobbit.
Yes.
Yes.
Who wants to go
Exactly.
next?
That's where that voice is coming from.
Yeah. Hank Wazowski.
Wazowski. I told Kat at the beginning, I was like, I'm trying to go for a nice Eartha Kitt, like a sensible, like 74 degrees. Like
Oh man.
Yeah, you're in the neighborhood.
it's around there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Who wants to go next?
Go ahead.
I'll go. So Mara, she is half human. She's a half elf, and her other half is human. She's lived her entire life basically on the seas, caravanning with pirates. So she's sun-kissed, and she's wearing like, kind of pants that are tattered at the bottom, and she's got lots of like gold jewelry, and like her shoulders are showing. She's very sun-kissed, very, but she wears like darker clothing. She does a lot of like sneaking around. So right now she's gonna be wearing something a little bit darker, shadowy. But yeah, she's in her like late 20s. She doesn't remember like her birthday. She was really young when she left home, so she doesn't like remember kind of anything about that. But she thinks she's like not quite 30, and she doesn't even know her last name, so it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Okay. What's next?
A true
Go.
gypsy.
Yeah.
He was about 6'5", 160 pounds. He's a half-orc, tall, broad shoulders, long dark brown hair with a white stripe down. His beard is also brown with white stripes every now and then. Wears glasses. He's got two large protruding tusks from his lower jaw. He's got pointed ears. He wears an old, worn out, very worn, very samurai like armor for a long coat over it. You can see the dragonfly emblem on it, very military. You see his longbow, his arrows. You can see his sword, which he has it locked. And then you can always see the orange fur hanging around his shoulders, pretty much, which is orangey. His golden lion monkey.
Except now, because he's working.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next?
I could go next. Sevar is he's a dragonborn, 6'5", much like Kiba. He's got piercing blue eyes to contrast against like his grayish, silveryish scales. He's a descendant of a white dragon. He's 25. He's I think it's early adulthood for a dragonborn is 25. Like. And then he's tall, but he's also got not a paunch, but like a little bit of a belly going on. He's definitely enjoyed his fair share of meals at inns and bars.
Dad bod?
Little dad bod. Though not a dad. Definitely not a dad.
That's why that cage gave when he landed on it.
Yeah, he's a little self-conscious about it, but like he thinks that people were distracted enough by everything else that they didn't notice it too much.
Too cute.
Oh man, that's
Okay.
awesome.
And that brings us to Bahodi.
Love it.
I'm Asimar, so literally my eyes glow white. I have wispy, long, unkempt white hair. That's probably never been cut. So my eyes literally glow white. The older I have a lilac skin as opposed to a gray skin. It's turned more of a purple. Unlike most warlocks who develop dark pacts with maybe demons or whoever they might find their rapture with. Being an Asimar, my pact is with a celestial, so I live and eat and sleep and breathe anything that Daenerys, whispers in my ear to tell me what to do. Because I'm just a nerd. I'm a huge nerd. I have leather. I wear leather armor, but that's purely because I'm scared of of being hit by anything or running into anything. I bruise easily, right? I just spend all my time in books. That's all I've done my whole life. But through my knowledge of the ancients, I learned magics and art, and through being passed around from ship to ship and city to city, I've picked up traits of battle and stuff like that. So basically, I'm your average magister book nerd running around doing the bidding of his celestial planar angel.
Okay. Now that we all have a good idea of what everybody looks like, standing in front of you.
And I can draw in the air with light out of my fingertips.
Yeah.
And that's how I conjure everything, is I draw light in the air, and that's how I get my familiars. So you'll often see me write in the air with light.
That makes you the note taker.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah. Standing in front of you is a half-orc female who stands about just south of 6 foot. She's got long, kind of black hair with red streaks in it. Very piercing, kind of blue-gray eyes. No lipstick, no real kind of dolling up of her face. Kind of simple shirt, simple vest, sleeveless kind of long coat that does have a kind of fur trim at the neck, kind of the leather pants, and she does have just this kind of bandolier of daggers at her waist that are crescent to the two tips, kind of ending at these twin rapiers. But she looks at you. She's like, "All right, well, the room is yours. What do you have to say?"
Well,
Mara looks up at the
I'd
captain.
like to start.
Oh, go ahead. Go. You go.
Well, because I'm running. I just want to kind of, I'd probably throw her off guard a little bit and run up to her with the coins and say, "Look, here, I'm gonna flicker one of them."
Mm-hmm. She catches it. What am I looking at?
Are you? Does she know what happened?
No.
Yeah, there's now a hole in your dividing floors because there were 6 creatures with these. These are summoning glyphs. These are basically animating unfamiliar summoning glyphs that were written on the walls on the interior of the ship, which leashed 6 creatures, which were trying to get to your most precious cargo in the brig. And as 5 of your faithful sailors, we thought we should bring this to your attention because this has to be an inside job. Somebody on the boat was either trying to harm your cargo or break it free. We're not sure.
We did defeat them, just to let
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you taking care of the situation before you brought it to my attention. I would hate for these to be continuing to rampage my boat. These are big accusations. You're claiming that somebody on my ship is selling me out.
Hence the privacy request, because it literally could be anybody.
I understand.
Except for the 5 of us.
Convenient.
6 of us. We don't think it was you, Captain.
I appreciate the vote of confidence. We don't have much proof. Who do you think it could be?
What I
Anybody?
think is important is maybe we just keep our eyes out and be wary of the situation.
All right.
Because I don't think we have significant proof yet, but we have proof that it is happening on the ship, which is of concern.
If the glyphs had been written on the outside of the ship, I could maybe assume an exterior influence, but since they were written on the interior of the hull, it makes me think that they were written by somebody who's been on the ship for a while.
I understand. And you
Are any
think?
member
Go ahead.
Are any members of this crew newer than some of the older crews? Maybe some people who came on board when they knew what kind of cargo we were carrying?
Excuse me. Most of my crew's been with me for at least a year. You are the newest ones that we brought on because we needed more bodies.
All right.
And before that, I think Big Bart and Ganta were the newest ones, but they haven't done anything suspicious that I've noticed.
Are there any on the ship that seem to be loners? Like they don't hang out with anyone else?
I mean,
Like they're kind of uncool.
she tries not
Why
to
did
smile.
you look at me when you said uncool?
Everybody turns and looks at Mahodi. Yeah.
Yeah, we just look.
Why'd you look at me?
She tries to fight the smile, but you do see it kind of like curl up at the edge of her mouth. There's a couple that I would call non group oriented. But I mean, you think that they could be it?
Or someone trying to blend in.
I'm
a crowd
thinking
of
it could
people.
be anybody, right? It could be somebody new who came on knowing the cargo you had, or anybody who's one of your faithful could have easily been bought off by somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
about
mean,
the arts of
honestly, I
magic.
think we're just throwing out theories.
Yeah, really. It could be anybody.
What do you
If
know in
if
in your crew?
Hmm?
You know about the arts of magic.
no, we're privateers. We're not magicians. If anybody can get a
Have to-
good read on the crew, you're gonna want to talk to my boatswain, Lendl. Lendl Rains is he's the one that spends the most time with everyone. I'd start there. He could be a good kind of gauge.
Is this a person you trust? Like, should we explain the situation or should we be kind of coy about it?
I mean, you said yourselves that you don't trust anyone, so I'll leave that to your discretion.
Okay, well, we're also the newest people on the ship, so I mean, we'll make our judgments, I guess. Inside rolls all around.
Because we can then look at everybody through an impartial lens as opposed to having sailed with them for a while.
I mean, as long as you don't set my boat on fire, I think you and I are on good terms so far.
Well, we haven't done it so far.
This is true.
Mara asks the captain, have you seen anything else suspicious since we've gone on the boat that you haven't told us about?
I mean, you just finished telling me that parts of my ship came to life, so
Yes.
I think that's
Just anything other than that.
anything other than that. I mean, there were dolphins this morning. There was a fucking monkey running around my ship, and I have gotten kind of like rash on the lower part of my right hand side of my back.
All right. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's enough.
Captain,
Rash.
we
on
have your
the back.
permission to search crew's quarters and their cabins.
I mean, you can search the hammocks all you want. I don't think they're gonna be hiding anything in them.
Thank you.
Hmm?
I bow.
Or she kind of,
I'm not sure why he's
she
doing
sees
it.
Kiba bow, she like Tika like curtsies. Like she feels like she has to.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the captain just kind of
After
like
seeing-
nods.
After seeing the both of them bow or curtsy, Savar also bows, but lower than Kiba.
Okay.
Mara's just
And I-
shaking her head. She's smiling. She's like, this is not how pirates act, but this is so adorable. They're trying so hard. I love it.
I just
Yeah.
want to know, can I have that coin back, Captain?
Oh yeah, she just kind of puts it on the table and slides it towards you.
Thank you.
Mara watches the coin with longing eyes.
I mean, it's not
Tika
a
looks at the coin in disgust.
point of value.
Not
it's
to you, but it
shiny.
is to me. Look at the
Yeah.
clip on this thing.
Yeah,
It's shiny. It's shiny enough.
touche.
Shiny.
Okay, so you guys leave the captain to her business.
Mm-hmm.
When we go out the door and I see that I'm sure the first mate is standing like pretty close outside, we oddly curtsy at the first mate.
Yeah, you just
I'm
see.
following right behind
Yeah, you see.
Savar bows.
You just see as you walk by her, she just kind of like flicks her two fingers up at all of you that do anything to her.
Just
Fuck
Look at
you right off, and just walks right into the office once you guys are done.
I will have Orenji look at the members' cabins while we conversate with Boatswain.
Yeah, he gives you back 2 arrows.
Is there any way we could like show Orenji the glyph to see if he finds it in any, can he recognize like if he finds that shape or whatever in anything, any way?
I will tell
written?
you with no hesitation that if you give Orenji the coin, he's gonna put it in his mouth.
You want
No,
me to
not give him the coin.
I go to
like-
Bodhi. I have
Show
the
it to him
coin
and be
here.
like, find this.
Like this shape, like this.
Orenji, find this or chalk.
It nods, and you see it kind of scamper over to the cargo
Not eat
hold.
the chalk. Not eat the chalk.
He stops.
Orenji,
You got
I-
it,
I
the
mean- I-
shot.
I mean it, Orenji.
He stops and he
He
kind of
just
like
comes back.
nods at you mischievously,
I dig into my
and then he
long coat
he
and
just jumps into
throw
the
a
hole.
snack at him.
He catches it mid jump as he just kind of disappears into the cargo hold.
He's gonna eat the chalk.
You know it. Not all of it though.
It probably won't kill him. That's the good news.
Nothing.
Just
He eats
calcium.
anything. He eats anything.
It won't kill him. I've worked with monkeys before.
Yeah, the ship is yours. You have the rest of the day. How would you like to go about your investigation?
Well, we were told to talk to the boatswain, right?
Yep, the bosun.
Do we all want to go, or do we want to split up?
Mm. There's that famous D&D question.
Or to pair off. We could pair off
you
blue
and
style.
Shaggy go this
I mean,
way.
what can go wrong when you split up?
Right?
We don't have to. I'm just curious.
I
It might be
myself,
a little intimidating.
I might want to go speak to Bastion. Or does somebody want to speak to Bastion?
Yeah, I think go for it.
I'll go to Basten with whoever goes.
Okay.
I'll be the muscle though. I'm not very.
Oh, I'm
So
not
that-
the muscle. Excellent.
So Tika and Sevar are gonna go talk to Baston. What do Mara, Iba, and Bahodi want to do?
I look
wanna
over
go-
to.
Yeah,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I look over to Bahodi and I say, "Well, if they're pairing up, I can be your brawn if you need."
I was gonna go see if I could do anything to transcribe these glyphs and see if anything comes out of them. If I could either learn their origin or if I could harness their power. I'm kind of freaky deaky like that. You want to come read with me?
Um,
That's a euphemism if I've ever heard one.
I'm not a euphemism.
Kiba, what
Not
are
so
you
stinky,
doing?
but
I've
no,
got a lot
thank
of-
you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over. Hey, Kiba, what are you thinking?
Nerd alert. All right, got it.
I tried.
I-
Okay, I tried to deal with him. All right,
tried.
somebody else has gotta do it.
Sorry, I'm just
I was planning on talking to Lando Reigns and question him about the rest of the crew.
I think that's a good plan. I think Mara wants to come with you if you'll have her.
You sure the books? No? Okay.
Compelling offer. Compelling offer. I think, I've got some. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Kiba. Thank you so much.
It would be great. It would be a great honor to have your presence. I bow.
Mara thinks about how this will definitely get her closer with the monkey.
Definitely. This is how you do it. So Bahodi is gonna go down into the lower deck to kind of do some research on the glyphs.
Yeah.
Mara and Kiba are gonna go down into the lower deck to find the bosun, and Sevar and Tika go all the way down to the lowest deck to talk to Basten.
Love it.
So let's start at the lowest deck and work our way up. So Tika and Sevar kind of come up to the cage. Excuse me. And you see that the drow captain of the guards is kind of sitting there, and the other one is kind of finishing bandaging the wound that he sustained during the fight.
I look at the one that's wounded and say, "Do you need some help with that, Sonny?"
It is not a life-threatening, so I will survive. I want to.
No, I understand that. I'm saying I could help you out and just make this a quicker process.
leave that at your discretion, then, madam.
Okay, I lean down and cast Cure Wounds
Oh, okay.
on him. So, oh my god, he gets 10 points of healing back.
Oh, wow. So you see the wound kind of stop bleeding. Excuse me, and even underneath the actual bandage, you can feel, just with your kind of gentle touch, that his wound is already kind of like stitched itself closed, like the skin has regrafted, the muscle has kind of found purchase and kind of re-sinewed itself. And you see him kind of twist, and there's no pain or wincing, and he's just like, again, you have my thanks. How can I be of service to you, little miss?
Will. I I haven't been complimented like that in a long time. It just took me aback. I'm sorry. You know, we just came down here to kind of maybe assess how y'all are doing down. Why did I say y'all? How you are doing down here?
You're all flattered and flabbergasted.
Yeah.
My goodness, you've given me the vapors. Yes. So I noticed that you've been protecting this young middle-aged gentleman. I'm not sure of his age in the cage.
It's criminal.
And I was just wondering.
It's criminal.
Yes, that's criminal. Well, he's still a young gentleman, but he, maybe a criminal. We all have a past. So I was just wondering, why? Maybe who's are you? Were you asked to do the same thing we were, of just kind of help escort him, or do you have more of a personal relationship? It seems.
This filth has been ordered to stay in our employ until we get him back to the Empire, where he can face the charges that has been brought up against him and his criminal organization. We are not friends. We are not comrades in arms. He is a criminal. I am a guard, and I will treat him as such until he hangs for his crimes or is thrown into some dark dungeon somewhere.
That is pretty severe. May I ask, if it's not too much, maybe what he's being charged with?
He is a high-ranking member of the criminal organization called Malevolence. I don't know if you've heard of them, but he has incited riots in the Free State of Zavist. He has tried to topple the ruling council of Port Solstice, and we believe that he is one of the people responsible for the recent fall of the Empire in the north.
At the mention of someone trying to bring down government, Sevar pipes in and he's like, "Well, he deserves to hang then. This monster. You must respect authority." Yes. Thank you.
The drow
And
nods.
she turns to Savar and she says, now, that is true. I also believe that people should follow the law, but this young gentleman has not had a fair trial yet. So I'm glad that we're at least escorting to make sure that happens, because it's
due
all
process.
up to God and the goddesses and Thrall Ali and whatever the wills are.
Yes, the drow council will find him if he is guilty. Guilty, of course.
If, like you said, but I understand you're, content.
Is there anything else that we can help you with, little miss?
She turns to Sev to see if he has anything to say. Literally.
Should we just ask if we can go in and not go in, but go to and speak to him? And I'm not good with the talking. I'm very good with the swords and the punching. But it's the words that sometimes, if it's not my captain, I'm gone.
Let's not try to do swords and punching currently, but continue.
I won't. I will work your discretion. You are you. I follow you. Me here. You here. And that's how we'll do that. At your discretion. But we should speak to him though, right? And then you're good with words. And then I'll just like grr, and then scare him. Intimidation.
In the background, Basten is just kind of like listening to this, and he's just kind of nodding.
I was gonna say he can hear.
And I'm definitely 100% saying it like not holding back. It's like very loud.
Yeah,
like, projecting.
Yeah. Like he has one eye closed. He's just like, you guys know what you're doing.
That sounds lovely, young one. And we will try this. Okay, we'll try this to the best of our abilities. You look scary. All right, cross your arms, squint your eyes down a little bit. Let me see it. Excellent. All right, that looks very good. And we go. I turn to the drow and I ask, kind sir, since I did happen to help you with a little cross stitch of your wounds there from the insides, would you mind if I spoke to the criminal for this vicious criminal for just a moment?
Monster.
What?
A monster. He's a monster.
Yeah, sorry, my little hard of hearing and old age.
Yeah.
Yes, this monster. If I could speak to him.
He nods and he's just like, I would warn you, he's very suave, and he has many honeyed words. Keep your wits about you. But he steps into the cage with him, closes the door again, picks him up, and you notice that his hands are not only bound at the wrist, but his fingers are also kind of separated and also bound separately. His ankles are bound, his knees are bound, everything is kind of tied down to his waist. And as he stands him up, he pulls the gag down. The first thing you hear out of his mouth is, "My young little friend, you have my thanks for protecting me. Anything you wish to know, please ask it of me."
Well, I was a bit curious when all of this, happened to go down. Did you notice that there was glyphs and different symbols on the walls? Does that mean anything to you? Did it?
I mean, one such as myself is practitioner of the arcane arts. Of course, I've recognized the glyphs as they were being drawn.
Oh, you smart, handsome thing. What do you know? Would you mind telling an old wise soul, maybe, or not, maybe not wise as much, but telling me exactly what you think it meant?
Oh, of course. Given the arcane nature of the glyphs, they were drawn to create, as it were. And they were used masterfully, I must say.
To create the little splinter babies.
Of course.
Have you seen this magic before?
Oh, yes, several times.
Once again to attack you, used in
No.
like this?
No, I was on the other side of things, as it were. He kind of shakes his hands at you. This is why I've been bound in such a way. Superstition, of course.
Well, you must be very powerful.
Oh, not without my spellbook. Have you seen it?
No.
It must be in one of these boxes. And he kind of like flares his eyes at you.
Tika's way too excitable to be the one having this conversation. Oh, was it? Wait, is the drow still holding him? Like,
Yeah, by the arm.
oh, okay. So he's like right there. Okay.
Because he can
Oh,
barely
was this-
stand up on his own power because of the way he's bound.
Yeah.
So
So I'm assuming your possessions were taken from you, and you're saying that they might happen to be around in a box.
I mean, if anyone could know where they are, you see him kind of like motion to the drow next to him. But, some people believe that keeping a practitioner from his book or his wand, per se, could weaken him in any way, shape, or form. I mean, there's some truth to it, sure.
He kind of turns to Sev to see if he has any sort of reaction to what's being said.
I noticed I noticed Tika winking, so I do that some to her. I'm just like
Just alternating eyes.
just alternating the eyes.
Yes.
Should we find these things or not find these things? It seems like he wants, so we shouldn't. But I don't know what we're doing. I thought I thought maybe he said he saw something. Should we ask him who he
goes-
saw?
She goes,
Okay, sorry. You're right.
You see him nodding
You know-
as you two are conferring. He's like,
She looks back at Bastian and she goes, I'm not charmed by your charismatic ways and will definitely not look for that
"Oh, of course,
later.
of course." One can easily tell that you are both the brains and the beauty of this outfit.
Oh my god.
I think he is flirting
You
with
are too
us.
kind.
And at that point, you
Yeah,
see the drow
think so.
just gag him and throw him back to the floor. This is enough, yes?
Well, don't encourage him if that's what you're trying to do. Anyway. So Tika says, thank you so much for your time. And she turns to Seven, kind of grabs him. She tries to like kind of grab him by the arm, but it's kind of a like her
He
whole
lean-
arm is up to get to the shoulder, the elbow.
Yeah.
He leans down. He'll definitely lean down for her, and he's hunched.
And I'm sure they continue away from that scenario.
Okay. So, as you step away from that, we look at Mara and Kiba, who have come into the kitchen area where you can see a rather kind of jovial, rotund human male named Lendl Rains. He is the boatswain of the boat, the bosun, as it were. And he's kind of like pulling out salted meats and kind of checking them over to see what they might be making for dinner as the two of you kind of approach. All right, what's this? How can I be of service to you?
And son, how do you do?
Good, good, can't complain.
Yeah, I'm not sorry to bother you, Mr. Lendl Rains. We just came in here to ask you how your day's been going. If you noticed any kind of, if you heard the ruckus earlier and what you think.
Yeah, I heard the ruckus earlier, but what could I do?
I don't know. What could you do?
I mean, I'm not a fighter, am I? He kind of shakes the barrel of meat.
I find it very concerning that nobody else from the crew joined in on the quote-unquote ruckus.
We aren't paid to fight. We're paid to transport. In it.
You're not going to get paid if we all go down with the ship either.
And if your transport or cargo damaged.
Well, we're lucky we have the 5 of you, eh? Jerky. And you see him kind of pull this long, sinewy kind of rod of meat out of a salted barrel.
I look back.
I absolutely take it and I put it in my pocket.
Okay. You now have jerky pocket.
Thank you.
I look at it. I look at Mara and I'm like, hey,
Iba, is the monkey a vegetarian?
he eats anything.
That's what I thought. Hence the turkey pocket.
That is very gracious of you, our son. But Angie would like that very much.
Gonna feast like a king later.
Angie's gonna become a fat monkey.
Keep hanging with this crew.
Hey son, you've been traveling with the crew for a very long time, correct?
Yeah. Almost 5 years now.
You trust him?
Yeah. Good group of people. Good group of people. Can't complain.
Will watch over your back.
True enough.
You sure?
Yeah. Stake my life on it.
I hope you are right. Your life might be endangered.
Is it serious? You think?
Very serious.
Oh. Might have to
I
make
just
chicken.
Am I taller than him?
Yeah.
So I just look down on him.
Yeah, he's barely like 5'6".
Oh yeah, I just look down on him. It's very serious. And I grab his hand or arm from doing anything else with the food.
He pulls it away the moment you reach out for it to touch him.
I don't think you understand the severity of this.
Do you?
I'd prefer it if you didn't touch me.
Mara says, now, Kiba. Let's wait a second here. Maybe this fine chef and gentleman wants to tell us how he feels about the prisoner in the cellar or in the bottom of the ship. How do you feel about us transporting this over?
While she's asking him all this, I want to make an insight check to see if he's lying. See what his see his body language. See if I can see if there's anything suspicious about him.
Go ahead and roll.
18.
Nice.
18. Nice. You notice that, excuse me, before you tried to touch him, that he was kind of very engrossed in the two of you and what you wanted to do with him, whatever you want to ask him. But after you tried to touch him, he has kind of gone back to looking at, he keeps glancing at a different barrel off to the side. He has gotten kind of anxious. And you can see that there's something that's agitated him. You can even hear it because his accent has wavered.
I want to look over at those barrels. That particular barrel that he's looking at. Make a perception check.
Make an investigation check.
I see.
And
10. You're not sure if it's just the recent kind of anxiousness that has kind of bubbled up in him, or if it's your excuse me, your anxiety about the situation. But it almost looks like there's dried blood at the bottom of that barrel. It's kind of seeped from the inside out.
slowly walk behind Mara as she's talking to him. Slowly just make my way towards the barrel inconspicuously.
It helps that
not to draw any attention.
Yeah, it helps that as you start to make your way towards the barrel, the monkey comes barging into the room and just kind of tries to divert the attention of Mara as he kind of tries to pickpocket the jerky out of her pocket.
Cute.
This is for you, little guy. Don't worry. Wait your turn. Hold on.
So
And I look down and I check to see it because we sent him on a mission, right? And
Yep.
I check to see if our little monkey has brought us any back.
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
back.
Oh yeah. Like in one hand, he's doing the traditional kind of
Little monkey rucksack.
like a little. He's doing the traditional kind of like David Copperfield, where he's showing you in his left hand the chalk pieces that he's found, but in his right hand he's like reaching into your pocket and he's like slowly pulling.
Perfect.
But I rolled a 7 to do his sleight of hand, so you feel him just trying to take this jerky out of your pocket.
I say, good try. Here's a piece. And I break him off a little bit of the jerky and I give it to him. I say, thanks, little guy.
He gladly trades it for the chalk.
Perfect. I can't ask the monkey where he found it. We know it was in the beds, right? So
I mean, you could ask him to lead you to where he found it. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. but I don't want to ruin the diversion that's happening with Kiba and the barrel. So I'm just gonna wait a second. I'm gonna keep the attention of our guy.
The boatswain kind of like looks down at the monkey, completely oblivious to what's happening with Kiba and the barrel, and he's like, suddenly you see him become really agitated. He's like, "What? Why is there a monkey in my kitchen? Get him out! Get him out of here!"
No worries. I got him. He's under control. And if there's any problems, I'll answer for him. But right now, we're okay. Please stay calm. Stay calm.
The second you say that he's under control, like, he starts to bounce up and down. He gets up on a table. You see him kind of like spinning around.
Okay, so this is what I would say not under control. All right. Well, monkey, you're coming with me. You got to show me something, right? And I like wink to the monkey and I'm like, where's this, you know the thing and the thing and the thing? Take me to the thing.
He starts to scratch his head. And at that point, Kiba makes it to the barrel. It looks like it's been hastily kind of slammed shut so much that there is a kind of popped up edge to this thing. If you want to make a strength check to pop it open,
Yes, sir. Let's do
you
it.
can go ahead and try that.
18.
18. Damn. Yeah. Easily.
Is that half-orc strength?
Yeah. You easily pop open the lid. And inside the barrel, you can see this bloody, dried, kind of browned collection of salt. But the thing that frightens you the most is the fact that Lendo Reigns' body and face are looking up at you from the barrel. And the second that this wood, that the wood pops open with that creak, you see the Lendo Reigns that you're talking to suddenly become translucent as his skin warps into this very shiny, shimmering gray and black, almost like those images you see of alien abductions, just with the big black eyes, the kind of bulbous head, and just these clawed, four-fingered hands. If the two of you could roll initiative for me.
Not the
Sure.
great.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
We did say, Seven, I did say that we were on our way up the stairs.
I got you.
So if we happen to be around.
I'll get your initiatives as you pop into the scene. I know that Beholder's not too far away, so he might hear the altercation after it starts.
He's not too busy being annoyed.
Oh, forgot to turn this on so they could see what's being rolled.
No rebuttal. All right.
So 7 for Kiba. What did Mara get?
18.
Oh my god, these fucking rolls.
It's 12
Mara is
six.
just on a roll.
I don't want to go first. You want to trade? I don't know what I'm doing.
Yo, those rogues, I tell you, those rogues.
Yeah. So, there is this humanoid creature standing in front of you that was the boatswain of the boat that is now just this creepy looking musculature of just gray, black, and blue skin with these long, kind of almond, very large black eyes. He's kind of very close to the head, but pointed ears. The clawed fingers and the clawed feet of this thing, and it just kind of screeches in a low rumble. But Mara starts the turn.
Mara turns to attack. She's gonna try to attack this thing. She's got to protect her crew. So she's gonna use her she has 2 hands, I guess. She can use double hands. So she's gonna use 2 of her, like a dagger in each hand. She's gonna whip those out.
Okay.
And she's going to I think I can do a finesse, right? Or no? A finesse attack?
Yeah.
You're so fast.
Yeah. It's already been
Oh.
calculated for you, so it's gonna use your
Perfect.
your
Cool.
dexterity
Thank
for you.
you. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the attack on this alien imposter. So I gotta roll an attack. So do I roll
Yep.
one for each dagger?
Yes. So you roll once for
Okay.
each dagger. We'll handle each one separately. So you're taking your main action to take the attack action because you have two weapons. You can also use your bonus action to attack with your offhand, which is what's currently happening. So
Okay,
you
and
do
then
get
just
two attacks.
to clarify, I'm gonna do do I do one weapon at a time? So I do like my hit and then my damage.
Sure. You can do that, or you can
Okay.
do both attacks at the same time. Because you are a what's it called? A swashbuckler, and because Kiba is nowhere near you, you do get sneak attack on this.
Okay, cool.
So you're gonna do your attack, your regular damage for the dagger, and then you're gonna scroll down to where it says sneak attack,
Okay,
and then you're gonna
and I hit that one.
you're gonna hit that damage as well for the first one.
I got a 3, I think, for sneak attack, and for my dagger, I got a 20 to hit, and then
Yep.
3 for damage.
Right? We'll roll damage on the actual dagger first, and then
Oh, I see. That's a plus. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
There we go. 5.
Okay, 5. And 3 from your sneak attack is a total of 8 on the first hit. So now go ahead and roll your second dagger attack. And
Okay, so hit
you hit.
for 17
That's gonna hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
damage.
You rolled
And then does
anything
that?
less than 15 all day?
I don't know. I
Right.
don't know.
Seriously.
So this is just gonna
Man,
be
Check the
Jeez.
tapes. Somebody check the tapes.
yeah. Somebody clip that. So just roll the regular damage, no sneak attack on this one because you can only do it once per
Thanks.
turn.
Okay,
6 more
that's
damage. So in one turn, you've done 14 points of damage.
Rose, I tell
Chris.
you. Damn.
Yep.
And I have a monkey friend.
And you do have a monkey friend. He's eating
And I've
jerky.
met a monkey friend.
So you see
Things
him.
coming up, Mara.
Everything's coming up, Mar. You see him just take both hits to his midsection, and he just kind of looks down. There's this very kind of phosphorescent purple blood that kind of creeps out of him. And he just angrily just raises his meaty hands, and you see them kind of inflate slightly as he kind of brings them down like heavy hammers. So the first attack is a total of 8, so that's gonna miss you. And the second one is a total of 17, so that actually does hit.
Okay.
Not a lot of damage. 6 points of damage
Ah!
to you. And so if you go up to where your hit points are, you can click the damage button.
Got it. I did it. 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. Then I'll ask
Cool.
you to verify, I think. But that brings us to Kiba.
I will. Is there enough distance between myself and this creature?
Yeah, there's 10 feet of distance.
Marathon, it would probably be best if we take this outside. And then I draw out and shoot out an arrow to this creature. Okay. 19 crit.
Yeah, that is a crit. This poor bastard.
Damage. 3, really? My crit?
It only rolled the 1 die. Roll
Yeah.
another
Should I do it
D8.
again?
No, roll another D8. Just roll a single D8. So 4 total. Okay. At this point, Bahodi has heard the commotion there is the talk of taking something outside. So if Bahodi could roll his initiative.
Initiative roll is off the wall. B. What's B?
Ooh, 20.
Is
That's
that
the
the
natural.
20?
That's the
Oh,
20.
that's the natural 20. Oh, yeah, here's it. Here's down at the bottom. Deuce,
22.
deuce.
Ooh.
22.
Running outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no 20 on initiative doesn't
Yeah.
mean
Necessarily
anything.
mean that much.
Yeah. It does mean
I'm so
that.
excited for you.
Yeah.
Blew my natty 20.
It does mean that you do get to go first, though. So you see, peeking up from your book, as you've been kind of transcribing the glyphs into your notes and whatnot. There's a sudden kind of pulse as you feel this dark energy kind of weave itself out of creation, and as you look up, you notice that you see the creature kind of transforming back into its original state, and you see Mara kind of jump in, stab it twice, and then an arrow kind of flies over her shoulder and kind of hits him center of mass, upper kind of torso.
How far away am I?
You're
Feet-wise?
you're about 30 feet away.
Fucking A, let's go. That's exactly what I was hoping you were going to tell me.
You're within range of anything of your abilities.
Just
Yeah,
the way
first
it
of
is.
all, I'm in range of any of my abilities.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dang it.
zippity doo down. Let's get nutty. You don't get to you don't get to kill the boatswain on this ship and polymorph from some gray alien on my watch and Daenerys' watch. Hello.
Not on the nearest watch.
Let's go. So I'm going.
Not today.
I think we got to go with. I'm gonna go big dog. Big
Oh,
dog daddy.
yeah.
Ooh.
Let's witch bolt.
Okay.
Whew.
So you're gonna need to make an attack roll.
I got a +5 hit to the DC.
Oof.
That's the one I'm.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm hitting, right?
Yeah. You get the +5. It should hit. It's gonna be massive.
I got 17.
17. Yeah. Roll damage. That definitely.
2d12 on the DiMaggio.
Yeah.
Here they coming out hot.
What do you think is Daenerys' focus through you? Like, is it just your own
7.
body, or is it like do you use a wand, a scepter? 7 points of damage.
It's all like I said. Like my wand is inherent in my finger. I draw light in the air for my glyphs and in my carnations. And then whatever the magic comes out of that.
Yeah.
So I just scroll in the air real quick, and then it transforms out of that and pops out whatever I may be or may not be casting. If I'm casting on something, I draw on them.
Yeah.
If it's just if it's something that requires a source, then it's the glyph that I draw in the air real quick.
I like it. So yeah, so you hold out your hands, you draw the glyph, and then you kind of hold your hands out to sustain the glow from the
like
glyph.
touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
whatever.
as your hand kind of touches the glyph and you create the conduit between you and Daenerys, there's this arc of lightning that shoots out of it and just crashes into this creature, and it's just starting to fry him as it's continuing. Because as long as you continue to hold your concentration on the glyph, on your conduit, you will continue to be doing damage to it, and it just cries out in pain. Mara, there's now an arc of lightning coming from somewhere else in the ship behind you that is burning this thing's kind of upper right shoulder area and neck area. And an arrow has flown past your right hand side and kind of plunked into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna dodge out of the way. I think from the lightning. I think I'm just gonna create a little bit of space.
Okay.
And I'm gonna back up for sure.
Okay. It's gonna try and take advantage of you backing away from it, even though it is kind of being bombarded by these other people. How far do you want to move away?
I think I'm gonna go just stand right next to Kiba. I think we're gonna try to link up and then maybe try something together later
Okay.
when I'm not getting smashed by giant inflatable alien hands.
Yeah. So I rolled a total of 7 to try and take an attack of opportunity on you, so you get to leave with no repercussions. Do you want to switch out to your bow, or do you want to throw your daggers?
Let's throw the daggers. That's a brilliant idea.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Sure.
Let's absolutely always throw daggers from now on, now that I know that I can do that.
Sure. So it's the same attack.
Hey, this is
Okay.
Same attack.
So,
And because
D&D. You can do anything.
yeah,
sorry, I cut you off. And
because there's no one near him, you will get to do sneak attack again on your
Let's
first
go.
attack or your second attack, depending on which one hits.
okay. Oh, sorry. So to hit was 13 for 6 damage. So I'll do my sneak attack here. And it's gonna hit for a total of, is that 11? 6.
11. 11. Damn.
Yes. And then I'll roll my
Nay.
other dagger,
Yeah,
which is 16.
That was one dagger.
that was one dagger.
They're very pointy. They're very pointy.
Yeah.
I know they're very pointy.
Rogue.
Yeah, 16. So this one just rolled damage. There's no sneak attack on this one.
So another 6 damage. So that's 17 damage.
Jesus.
Jesus. Yo, rogues, I tell you.
Yeah, they're monsters.
Them rogue rolls.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you see that he kind of like he gauges where the excuse me, the majority of the damage is coming from, and he kind of looks over to Beholder, who's got this lightning leash on top of him. He kind of skims over Kiba, who just fired like a single arrow at him, but he kind of narrows down on Mara, and he comes rushing towards the two of you.
Oh, great.
And he kind of corners the two of you up against the barrels, but he's focusing on Mara. A total of 14. He's gonna just hit you. And the total,
Me?
yeah, and a total of 9 is not gonna hit you. So one of his attacks lands. Oh, max damage. So that's gonna be 10 more points of damage.
Got it.
You just see this thing's rage just comes through with every slam that he brings down his meaty fist on you with. That brings us to Kiba.
Yeah, he's too close for me to shoot an arrow.
Yes.
Um,
And he has been kind of waylaying on Mara.
hmm. I will. Women. Do I have any other weapons? What do I have? Should I
Nope.
let's go with an unarmed strike,
Okay.
and then
You don't think he's worthy of the blade?
yeah, no.
Okay.
Worthy of the blade.
Yeah, I'm gonna a nice little
Karate chop?
yeah.
Okay.
And try to dodge out of the way so I can. After I do the attack, I want to step back and try to
Step around him, you
create
mean?
distance between. Yeah, and create distance between him and I.
Sure. I did take my attack of opportunity. Oh no, I did that last turn. So I did get my attack of opportunity back. You will be tempting fate, just so you're aware. Because
Okay.
he goes
8.
before you. 8 does not hit him.
Child.
And that's a natural 19 on the die, so he definitely hits you as you run away from him. As you create space, rather, I'm sorry. But I rolled a 1, so you take 5 damage.
5 damage.
Tease but a scratch.
This is but a scratch. And as this is going on, Pika and Sev, you come up the stairs and you can see Bahodi just holding on to this glyph of pure light, this lightning bolt kind of lashed out at this alien creature that none of you have ever kind of dealt with before. There is several daggers, 2 daggers sticking out of him, and you can see that as you come up, he's lashed out and just scratched the hell out of Kiba as he's kind of made some distance. But you can only imagine that Mara must still be kind of in the vicinity of this creature's glance as he turns back around. And you can imagine that this is where the daggers originate from. The monkey is also kind of going wild on a table and throwing pieces of fruit at this alien creature. But if both of you could roll initiative, we'll see where you come into this.
Rolled
Okay.
a 2.
Okay,
I rolled a 12.
nice. Okay, so Bahodi still starts the turn for the heroes. Since you're holding on to the concentration, you can roll damage again. He hasn't moved away.
Yeah, I think I'll hold it for one more turn of
Alright,
damage.
so
So
roll.
it's just a D, just one D12.
No, it's both d12s. It's 2 d12s.
It's both. Okay.
Ooh.
There you go. It's a little better. 9.
9 more, yeah. He is
Out of
looking worse
24.
for wear. You want to move closer, or do you want to stay where you are?
I'm cool for now. Until he moves, I'm good. As
Okay.
long as he stays within, he'll break it. He'll break the leash if he gets away more than 30 away from me. And then I'll make another move. I'm gonna keep it
Yeah.
until he gets out of 30
Yeah.
from me. And I have to
The
stand still.
yeah, the where he is right now, it is almost impossible for him to break it without getting closer to you. Like he would have to come towards you and then go the other way of the ship, towards the other side of the ship to kind of break this line. So you've got him kind of in a good
Yeah,
corner position.
This is as big dog as I get. So
Yeah.
anything less than this, unless he does something to me, I'm cool.
All right. Okay. So that brings us to Mara.
Yeah, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
Like James
Um,
Hurton.
Yeah, Mara is hurting. She looks to the beef jerky in her pocket, wonders if this will heal her, and also wonders now where it came from. And she slips it back in her pocket.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have like healing abilities. I'm trying to look and see if I have like, because I don't do.
Spoiler alert, you don't.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so I do not want to get hit again. So I think what does disengaging do?
Disengaging allows you to leave a creature's threat range without invoking the attack of opportunity. Because Kiba already left his threat range, he already did that. So you would be able to leave without incurring the attack of opportunity anyway.
Okay.
You do have a rapier if you want to get down and fancy with it, or you could make some distance and shoot him with a short bow.
Are we able to like use a certain type of check to see how much health he has left? Because I know he's hurting, but like
visually, he is in a bad place. You could, if you wanted to spend your turn examining him, you could make a medicine check.
Okay, I see. But no, I actually don't want to do that. So I guess I will create more instead of disengaging. I will create as much space. Like I'll get, if I can, like 80 away, as far away from him as I can while still in range. Equip my bow and try for one last attack.
Sure, yeah, you can go your 30 feet and take a shot.
Okay, 24.
24, that'll hit.
Of course. Oh my god.
And remember that you do
And-
get sneak attack to this.
So that does 18 damage in total.
Jesus.
He better die.
So If you were to narrate what this arrow does to this poor alien creature that did not ask to be in front of you today, how would you paint that picture for us?
Well, as Mara jumps back with every last semblance of energy that she has with her HP in a dream, she reaches over her shoulder. She pulls out her crossbow. She loads it. She looks at the arrow and she says, "This one's for you, Captain." She cocks it back into her bow. She releases it, watches it sail through, and pierce him right between the eyes. His big almond butter eyes.
Yeah.
Almond butter eyes.
Yes.
And with a heavy, heavy thunk, he collapses forward onto his knees and then down onto his face, and the arrow pops up through the back of the head. And this thing is dead. And immediately the monkey kind of jumps down onto his back and just starts kind of like victory jumping on it.
So we literally like walked up on like a cabin in the woods-esque scene where we just turned, we come up the stairs like all granny cute, and it's just like, what happened here?
And Sev is devastated. He's just,
Yeah.
no, we have missed the fight.
Yeah.
We have brought great dishonor on the captain.
One of his hands kind of slumps forward and releases a coin, similar to the one the kind of wooden twig people had, and there's a sudden kind of shadow that engulfs the room, and you just hear, "Some things have to be done by your very hand." And as the coin settles, these black kind of tendrils start to kind of pour out of the hole in the coin, and slowly this mass of just skin and muscle starts to form in front of you, almost like it's being pulled into this realm from a different kind of reality. And slowly and almost ominously, you are suddenly face to face with this maw of teeth and this long snake-like tongue that shoots out of it as the rest of this body kind of coalesces scale by scale into this very rigid crown of these horns atop the singular eye over the mouth, and these four kind of tentacles that come out from behind the head that also end in solitary eyes, as for the first time all of you are sitting in front of a beholder. We were in,
Jesus Christ.
we were in Mara's turn, so that
Oh, man.
brings us to Pika.
Beholder, that's like the thing in Big Trouble in Little China, right?
Yes.
Eye with a bunch of eyes coming out of it on tentacles.
Yeah. This one only has 4 tentacles.
Okay.
It's not as big as what you would imagine a beholder would look like. The whole body, as far as like the meatball that it is maybe about 5 foot tall. The maw is easily could swallow up Tika in one gulp.
Ooh, take a step away.
Well, okay, so if we came up the stairs, how far is Mara from me?
Mara is 30 feet from you. You were 60 feet away from the doppelganger, which is now dead, and you are now 50 feet away from the beholder.
Okay. Fuck. Why don't I always touch? I mean, okay. as Tika would, she sees that Mara is hurt, so she kind of scurries as best she can her way the 30 feet, like her full walking speed, gets over there and sees Mara on the ground, and she says, you you can fight a lot harder than I can. And she reaches out her hand and gives her cure wounds
Ooh.
for a healing of 8.
Oh.
And then from there, she is definitely winded, and so she can't do anything else. So
Yeah.
she kind of stands next to and behind Mara
Yeah.
in support.
So same thing, Kat. You're gonna go to the heal button this time.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So that was Tika, and that brings us to Kiba.
Where am I with everybody?
Uh,
As far as distance wise?
you are 20 feet away from this thing. You are about 5 feet away from Mara, and you're about 10 feet away from Tika. The monkey has hidden under a table at the side of this thing.
Right. So Orenji is safe. Everybody's in a good distance from this creature.
Mhm.
I will shoot an arrow at it.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Bring this back.
13.
13.
Please tell me that hits.
The arrow skitters off of the scaled flesh and hits the wall of the ship. It does not hit. It brings us to Sev, though.
Okay.
Sleeves are
so-
coming up. Let's go.
So, so I'm 50 feet because I was with Tika at the beginning,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, 50 feet away from
Okay.
it.
So I'm gonna go my full what's my move? 30.
30.
And then I'm gonna launch a javelin at him.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm going into a frenzied rage. I'm gonna go into a frenzied rage so that I get a second attack my next turn.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm in a frenzied rage. I'm launching the javelin. That is not gonna hit with a 7.
7, no. The javelin actually does manage to hit the meatball, but it just bounces off, not finding any purchasable skin to kind of dig into. And as your arrow has deflected off of it, the javelin has kind of bounced off of him. There's a low guttural mortals. Oh, humorous you are. And you will see one of the eyes on the little stalk will point over at Tika. And if Tika could make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Tika, you can do this.
Constitution
Saving throw, not. There we go.
Yeah.
18.
Okay. So
She's hardy as hell.
yeah,
Rolls are high today.
as the eye stalk kind of narrows down and points at Tika, there's a shiver of fear, and as all of your muscles start to kind of freeze in place, there's this moment where you just hear the soft kind of voice of your deity, just like, no, we're not done yet. And you stave off the paralyzation. If Kiba could make a Constitution saving throw, as one of the other eyes kind of points in his direction.
Poor Lally.
5. Great.
5. Oh no. So there's this necrotic black beam that shoots out of the eye and just kind of crashes against Kiba. And there's a moment where you feel nothing but pain from the source that it hits you, outward, flaring like a a conflagration of just this wild brush fire of pain, you take 16 points of damage.
Oh, 16?
Yeah.
Ouch. Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, it
looking.
is.
I'm really looking bad.
It is. It is hard.
Brings me down. I start laughing a little bit. So it is.
And you see the second that you kind of start laughing, the monkey kind of peers out from under the table, sees the kind of black veins of pain that are surging through your body, and he starts to make his way over to you. But that
Like,
brings us
Orange.
to Behody.
I have only one more pact spell left for the day.
Mm.
Oh,
I'm still what? 60, 30 feet?
You are
Right.
no, you are, because it moved 10 feet in, so you're 20 feet away from it.
20 feet away. Right.
Yeah.
I'm the least thing that it's gonna go after.
Yeah.
Well, not the least, but there's other people in front of me.
Yeah. It saw the healing magic that Tika did, so it is an intelligent creature.
Yeah.
And then it
Right.
also saw that Kiba and Sev didn't do much to it, so.
Right, let's go. Witch's Bolt again.
Ooh.
Go in it. That'll be the last
reach.
pact spell I can cast for the day.
Yep.
21 to hit.
Oh my god, yes, you hit him.
Damn.
Woo!
2d12.
2d12.
Something more. Let's go.
Come
Oh, I
on,
thought it was
come
gonna be.
on.
I thought it was gonna be 23, but I got 14.
14. It's
It
14.
was almost an 11 and a 12. But the 12
Yeah.
rolled off to a 3.
That fire.
Yeah.
So close.
I'm so glad that you did not miss, because it can reflect spells.
Oh.
So,
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't be the first time
oh
I've shot
boy.
myself with my own bolt. Just saying.
yeah,
Won't be the last either.
that's how you go blind.
Bolt Midler.
That's terrible. Mara,
Yes.
it is your turn.
Okay. Mm,
You have your rapier and you have your short bow.
okay.
Your daggers are still sticking out of the.
Right. And my rapier. Okay. I think I'm just gonna use my short bow from here
Sure.
and go for an attack. I'm gonna if I can just I know Tika's like 5 feet from me. I just want to stand in front of Tika really quick. I'm just gonna put my body in front of Tika's body,
Okay.
little tiny baby Tika body, and go there. And then I'm gonna I'm gonna look over and I'm gonna say thanks for earlier. And I'm gonna shoot my short bow
Yeah.
at one of the little eyeballs that are still left on the top. I think there's one at least up there, so I'm gonna shoot up there.
Oh, it still has all 4 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's yeah.
I got 15. Does that hit?
15
Or
hits. 15
Yo.
hits.
Oh, there.
Remember to add your
Ah.
sneak attack, because nobody's near it.
Okay. So that's 6 plus 8.
14. God bless it.
Let's
Do
go.
it. Do it.
Yeah.
Take that, you meatball.
You.
It is.
Can I ask a quick player knowledge question of like we're on the second level, correct?
Yes, you're in the mid level.
Are there any not columns, but like pillars or anything that hold up the structure of the ship, or is it pretty like open besides the staircase?
There are the pillars that hold up the ship are in line with the masts, so they're like
Okay.
they're in line with the 2 masts. So there's one near you by the stairs, and there's one near it by the kitchen.
Okay.
That was Mara.
Just asking. Sorry.
That's fine. It's otherwise just an enclosed space. There's a bunch of hammocks around. Brings us to Tika.
Okay. So in the rule of cool,
Yep. Here we go.
am I near any one of these columns? Are we near one?
You can move back towards one of them. Yeah.
Okay. My thought process here is that I came with 50 feet of rope. What I would like to do is attach a rope to one of my like what is it called? Crossbow arrows,
Yeah. The bolts.
and hit this thing to the point where I can then move back around a column to a point of pulley leverage.
Okay. Sure.
Taking a wrap.
Roll your attack.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I got a 21.
Nice. You hit.
Excellent.
Nice.
So the damage is only okay, so it's only 3 damage.
Sure.
But I don't know if this means it's not necessarily a grapple by any means, but like we have it on some sort of
There is a rope attached to it.
it's attached.
And attached to the bolt that's stuck out of it. So yeah.
Cool. I would like to use at least or just the rest of my movement, or at least a little bit of my movement, to get back around towards Mara, or right behind Mara.
Yeah.
With the rope in my hands.
Okay. So you're swinging around the pillar with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Brings us to Kiba.
All right. I'm gonna go and how many feet is this eyeball thing away from me?
20.
20. I will get as close to it, and I'm like, you have almost brought me down. You are worthy. Now I unlock my rapier.
Here it is.
I will attack it with my rapier, and I will also use an action surge as well.
Okay.
So I would attack it twice.
There you go.
So first attack. Gosh.
12. The rapier skits off, just kind of scratching off of his scales. Does not find purchase.
I'm gonna use the action surge.
Yep, it's a good thing you action surged.
And then I'm gonna do another rapier attack.
"12 again.
Shit, man.
2 scratches.
Shit, he has rolls.
You see,
He has rolls.
as you're
If
concerned,
you're like scared of beholders,
Yeah.
real bad. I
as
get
you're
it.
as you're trying to kind of like find purchase, you also see that your monkey is kind of rushing past it, and as it does, it reaches out and just chomps down onto the monkey. But you see that what it was holding, it just kind of tosses towards Mara. And there's a little vial that it had found underneath one of the tables of just a red liquid with like blue spots in it.
Ooh,
And you
drink that.
and you just hear the crunch as the jaws kind of come down, and you just see the monkey go limp.
Dude.
Orange.
No, you didn't. Oh, you didn't.
Savar.
Orange.
Man, sorry, that took me by surprise.
Yeah.
So how far is he away from me now?
He's 20 feet.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
20 feet.
Oh.
20 feet.
Okay. So I'm gonna move up 5 feet towards him,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna do my first attack is gonna be I'm gonna throw a hand axe at him,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do a reckless attack.
Okay. So you get advantage.
That is 14 on the first roll, and then on the second roll, that is natural 20.
Roll your damage.
Kill this fucker, please. Kill this fucker.
I second that.
And then that is 12 crit. So
Oof.
that's a 3 plus 6 plus 3. And then also, don't I get +2 because I'm raging?
Yes, so it's
14?
14.
Okay.
Tank this fucker.
Can I just compliment you that you said this is your first time playing D&D? Yes, and
Yes.
y'all both of you are fucking killing it.
Yeah,
Thank
You
you.
have great leaders and great examples.
you're both naturals.
You're both
And then-
natural 20s.
20s.
And then for my second attack, because I'm 15 feet away, right?
Yes.
I'm going to use my silver breath weapon on him.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Yes, bring out the heavy fire. That
Silver is
Well,
cold.
in this case, it cold.
It's what is it? A
Yeah.
Constitution?
Constitution 12. DC of 12.
Oh, natural 1. Roll your damage.
And that's
Get
gonna
'em.
be 5 damage.
5 damage. Yeah, you see the bits of the front of his face just suddenly turn to frost and icicle over. And just starts to shake itself free. It spits out the monkey.
How close to us?
I'll
I ain't
s-
kidding.
I know. I'll say it's 15 feet from Mara.
Okay.
how far away from me?
5 feet away from you.
Okay.
Um,
Gosh.
So sorry.
it will point one of its eyes at Mara. So if she can make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, wisdom. $19.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't do anything to you.
You can kill my friend's monkey. Okay, that felt personal.
Man,
my job is done.
RNG.
And then it will,
Ed Starked him.
yeah, it will turn its last eye towards Sev. If Sev can make a wisdom saving throw as well, please.
That's gonna be 7.
Oh,
Oh.
Sev gets a 7.
there's a moment as the eye makes eye contact with you, and you make eye contact with it, and there's just this shiver of pure fear that kind of starts to cut off your adrenaline, and you can see yourself kind of in the same position as the monkey was, like its jaw just kind of clamping down on your body, and that shudder of the feeling that must feel like, that vice grip of these needle-like teeth coming down on either side of you, just kind of frightens you to your core. You cannot step closer to it. You are afraid of it. But you can repeat the save at the end of every turn. So we'll see what happens. That brings us back up to Behody. You've still got your lightning leash.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it on.
Okay.
Until I gotta do something else.
Roll your damage.
There's really nothing else I can do until I gotta do something else. Until it attacks me.
Mhm.
Really. Or breaks this link.
Yeah.
Oh, let's fucking go. 19.
19.
Oh.
That's delicious.
That's what we were looking for.
There's a moment.
Great Daenerys beard.
There's a moment where you just hear all of an angelic chorus kind of coming through, and the hum of what this kind of or the buzz rather of this electricity that you've channeled through yourself in the name of Denier suddenly becomes this loud chorus of angelic voices that everyone can hear. And
Hallelujah.
there's a moment where you kind of extend your hands, focusing on this glyph to the point where you're kind of leaning forward, pushing all of your will through this lightning bolt, and you just see it burrow just straight through this thing until it pops out the other end, and you just see it slump down. All four of its eyes kind of glaze over, and its main eye just rolls back in its head, and its tongue just slumps down on the
Brown eye?
floor.
Was it a brown eye?
You have destroyed this thing.
Can I do something?
Yeah.
I run to Orenji as fast as my body will take me.
Mhm.
I go to Orenji as well.
I pick him up in my arms and I look at Kiba and I look down and I say Chlorlily, and I do the cantrip of spare the dying.
Nice. Nice.
Thank you. I'm on my knees,
Yeah.
bowing.
You see it there's a convulsion from the creature, and it regurgitates what looks to be this jade statuette about the size of a human forearm that looks to be carved in the shape of a fox, but it has two tails instead of one. The size of it and the gemstone means that excuse me, any of you could easily appraise it at least 500 gold worth. But you hear a clapping sound from behind all of you, and as you kind of protect Orenji from falling into the grips of Hades or whatever undead god others believe in, you hear the Tika's familiar voice. Oh, please, let me help if I can. And Basten comes over and places a hand on the monkey and heals its wounds. And then you see him kind of crack his knuckles. He cracks his neck a little bit. He kind of stretches, and he's like, "Oh, then, seems that I might be of use after all. Now then, has anyone laid claim to this?" And you see him pick up the jade statue.
Yes, I have. That's mine, actually. I had that first before the monkey had it. And if I could just have that back, it's now finders keepers. And I reached to just grab that just really quick from the evil magic man.
He holds it up to his chest, and he's like, "Oh, please, if this is yours, then allow me to instruct you on what it's used for." And this is where we'll end our first ever one shot.
No. Is Orenji alive? What?
Is he alive?
Yeah,
Yes, right?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He was healed. He was healed. So
I hand him back to Kiba.
there's
Thank
little
you,
monkey
Tika.
noises as he comes to.
Thank you, Tika.
I toss Kiba the jerky in my pocket. You know what this is for.
Jerky.
I'm gonna cry. I'm so happy that Orenji's not dead.
I formed real tears, real human being tears.
Oh wow. I am so happy.
I
He's
did
not.
not
little-
think that you guys would actually be attached to the monkey so much.
My monkey, of course.
What are you talking about? It's a monkey.
My little Orenji.
Yeah. So thank you all again for taking part of this. I hope that it was an enlightening experience. I hope you had fun more than anything.
Yes.
So if we could go
Thank
back.
you for hosting.
Oh, please.
This is amazing.
Please.
Thank you.
I'm glad all of you could be a part of this. If I could get all of you to actually go back through the line and tell people where they can find you, what you guys do. Start the same way we did in the beginning with Gloop.
I'm at gloopdog with twitch.tv/gloopdog, and that's where you can find me. and on Twitter as well. Everywhere, Gloop Dog. All things Gloop Dog.
I'm Lasercat.
Yep.
You can find me Monday through Friday, with the exception of Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch, doing live music, variety video games, and a current playthrough of Subnautica Below Zero. So that's where I'll be.
Yep. Red.
I am Red Herring. You can find me at Red Herring at Twitch, whatever. It's, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I currently, what we have upcoming is I do Dead Herring on every other Wednesday. It is a true crime podcast about cults or unsolved mysteries, survivor stories, anything cool like that. We also have a Shigo Impossible Dream Daddy stream coming up with featuring Flaming Femme, and also, like I said, part of 4 D&D campaigns. So if you like that kind of stuff, head on over. We'd love to have you.
Okay. Ike.
Yeah, you can find me at iketoon.deviantart.com. Also, every Friday with Will, Star Wars Out of the Dark, I'll be playing Flid.
Okay. And Pedro.
And I'm just at Pirakia on. I said it was Twitter. It's actually my Instagram. My Twitter's like my full whole name.
No problem.
So not sure if I want to put that out there.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Pedro Jose Urquia at twitter.com or Twitter is that's my Twitter.
Yeah.
And that's I don't Twitch stream. I wish. It sounds awesome.
Maybe this is the bug that bites.
You're natural. You're
Yeah, let us
definitely
know. Let us know
Yeah,
if you
this
have
was
any
awesome.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
So I hope that we can try to make this at least, if not a regular thing, like at least an every other month kind of thing. I like the
Aw.
characters. I like what's happening. I hope you guys are having a lot of good time. As always, you guys can find me here. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday most of the time. And one of the things that I like to do at the end of my streams is I like to make sure that people understand that mental health is part of our general health. So please take care of each other. Please keep washing your hands, keep wearing your masks if you want to, keep kind of social distancing sometimes if you have to. Get your vaccines. If you are a friend or a family member of somebody that has a strong personality, please reach out to them, say hi. You never know what could change the trajectory of a person's life, and the smallest thing can make the biggest impact. I'm putting in a few numbers in case you need to reach out or find anything in the chat if you're watching live. But yeah, man, we're on this planet together, so I think it behooves us to kind of take care of each other and take care of ourselves. And there shouldn't be any stigma or taboo about mental health. And so with that, one last round of thank yous to all of you. This was a lot of fun for me. I hope it was a lot of fun for you. And I look forward to the next adventure. Good night, everybody.
Good night.